Okay, welcome to Daily Debrief, just a little thing every day, because I am chronically online. And yet, probably 90% of the time that I'm online, it's just pure rage bait, just crap that no one needs to see. So, just a quick sort of cap of what's going on in my little world. In the greater world as well, obviously, like seeing what's going on. So, just a couple of things interesting today. For those that are interested in cars, Harry's garage, obviously he lives down in the Cotswolds near Jeremy Clarkson. The two of them are friends and everything, so I thought it was quite interesting seeing the Gordon Murray T50. For those of you who don't know, the man Gordon Murray that basically designed all by himself the McLaren F1, he's now come out and made a modern version. I got to see it down at Goodwood. It sounds absolutely mental because he's got Cosworth to make a V12 that revs to what 12,500, 12,800 RPM. It literally sounds like pinnacle F1 car, but on the road. It's unbelievable.
It is ferocious.
It is.
But yeah, it's really good to see Harry's garage at that YouTube channel. Harry take the T50 down and see Jeremy Clarkson. And one thing that really stood out to me is, yeah, the car is absolutely incredible. It sounds amazing. I think it looks really nice. But the fact that it sold new for a couple of £1 million and now goes for apparently over £5.5 million, and they're still brand new. So that's basically just supply and demand. It's just, gone a bit whack, and all of a sudden it's way off the charts. I want in on that sort of investment because obviously, you can still put 1,000 mile a year on it and it's still not going to hurt resale value. But for someone of my sort of financial caliber, I don't think that sort of territory of doubling your money within a year is going to happen. But I'd love to see what opportunities are out there. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. I think the one I was looking at the minute is the Ford Focus Mark II facelift, the RS version. They've come down a little bit in value at the minute, but I really think that they're going to pop off because they were the last. If you ask me, they were the last really cool Ford. Obviously there's like the Ford GT and stuff, but it's silly money. So sort of that lineup of Cosworths. I think that Mark II RS was cool because the Mark III apparently are just a ticking time bomb and just blow up. But yeah, so that's about it for cars at the minute. But I did listen to a really interesting podcast from the podcast of the Lotus Eaters. I don't know if you guys ever seen that, because whenever Carl Benjamin's on it, I'll listen to it. And they were talking today about hidden halal meat. And I got to say, it is really interesting because I recently have taken quite a big interest in like the health sector and stuff like that. And I think it's absolutely mind-boggling how much stuff is hidden in your food. And, at first I thought I was figuring it out because it's basically, turn it over, is it, 60% rapeseed oil? For example, the mayonnaise that I was buying and the garlic mayonnaise, I checked the back of the ingredients and it was like 3% egg. And it wasn't even like just egg, it was reconstructed egg, which means that they've ground it down into a paste and dried it out and then taken it back out of storage whenever it's convenient. And it's like 95% oil. How is that even mayonnaise? So, you get what I'm saying. So now I make my own mayonnaise, make my own butter. Butter's really easy to make. Bread and butter is definitely worth making. The only downside is I can't stop eating it. And I'm trying to lose weight and it's not working for me at the minute. But, yeah, the only thing that I think is still hidden is, for example, if you buy meat from, say, Waitrose, apparently 75% of all meat, excluding pork, that's currently for sale in the UK, is halal. And it's basically just a code on the back. It doesn't say on the front of it, halal certified. It will just be a code on the back, some numbers, and certain numbers will mean it is and certain numbers mean it isn't. And I picked up some interesting numbers. So there's 30 million non-stun slaughters per year in the UK. And the fact that stun, according to British tradition, means one thing, and to halal it means another. Now, stun to me means that the animal is unconscious. It's almost like it's brain dead. You know what I mean? It's not going to feel any pain. But to halal, this is, I think, one thing that really deceiving people. Halal, what they have to do is they have to make it so that that animal is still conscious and aware of its surroundings. So what they'll do is they'll just do a low voltage, basically taser, so it has a seizure. And then they'll just cut its throat and lead it to bleed. And for some larger animals, that can be up to 5 minutes for it to bleed out to death. So when a Muslim says to you, well, most halal meat is still stunned, it isn't. It just isn't. They're just tasered into having a seizure, and then that's it. And a lot of people are saying, why is it then that these people are coming over and they're living in this country where everything's not halal to begin with? Why are they making this effort? And it's because we have a £350 billion welfare state. That's why. They can live the life they want, basically on the dole. And then they can set up all these things like halal butchers. And I was looking into it as well, and they have to get certified. They can't just say it's halal. It has to get certified. And one way or another, when you buy halal meat, whether it's through the actual butchers themselves, because every employee at a halal butcher's has to be Muslim. This is part of the process of making halal certified meat. Or if, say, the people that do the certificates, they come in, they're obviously not going to be like liberal Muslims, are they? They're going to be by the book. And one way or another, a small amount, admittedly, probably not all of it, but a lot, enough money, a considerable amount, will wind up in groups, such as the Muslim Brotherhood. And they are just completely against our way of life. And so it's quite deceiving that you're buying meat, and I think lamb is the worst one. I think almost all lamb in the UK is halal. And that's funding these organisations that, quite frankly, they are the enemy. There's no other way of going about it. They are the enemy. And not only that, but the majority of halal slaughters have failed their inspections, so more than half, and 68% of them have major hygiene issues. So there's just no positive way around this. So we're going to, in the future, in the next upcoming days, we're going to start really looking into, okay, how do I know if this meat is halal, and how do I know if it isn't? Because I quite frankly just don't eat anything that's halal anymore. And kosher is an issue, but it's not as prominent as halal, especially not for the UK. Because we are on our way to becoming some sort of, Islamic regime. But I'll at least try my best to not be part of it. So another little quick one as well. Stephanie Buttermore has passed away. Now, had you just said the name, to be honest, I would not have known who that was. But it is Jeff Nippard's fiancée. So Jeff Nippard, I don't know, Nippard. I watch him online quite a lot. He's really into like the science-based lifting sort of thing. I've tried a lot of workouts that I've seen on his YouTube and stuff, and more than anything else, he's successful on YouTube, and apparently same goes for his fiancée. She was very successful online, and I mean, she had a PhD or something, didn't she, as well? Yeah. Just seemed like really nice people, and she passed away at only 36 years old. Apparently, suddenly, we don't know what for, so I'm not even going to speculate. I don't know how she died, so I'm not going to bother making things up. But she was really into her health and fitness, so it's a real shame when something like that happens, because, if some absolute fat loaf dies of, like, cardiac arrest at 40, you think, well, what did they expect was going to happen? But, if they're in good shape and stuff, then it's just really sad. So, yeah, it's a shame, but I guess those things happen in life, don't they? So I just thought I'd put that out there. There's not a lot really going on at the minute. But I've got a couple of days coming up. So I just thought I'd chip in, make this. It's quite an easy little thing to do, a daily debrief. But yeah, I'll try and keep them short and sweet coming up. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.